involuntary, harmful, offensive contact with another person without consent becomes felonies committed against spouse. Manslaughter, unlawful killing of person without malice or forethought. First-degree murder involves premeditated, deliberate, intentional killing. Second-degree murder, while intentional, lacks premeditation. Voluntary manslaughter, the killing in the heat of the passion without premeditation, malice, or deliberation. Involuntary manslaughter occurs without intent to kill, typically due to reckless or negligent behavior. Felony murder equal to occurs when someone is killed during the commission of another felony, regardless of the intent to kill. Homicide, the act of one person causing the death of another. Robbery, the taking or attempting to take anything of value out of person by threat or force. Larceny, unlawful taking or carrying away of a person's property with the intent to harm or deprive the person of their property. Doesn't involve force or threat. Burglary, the unlawful entry of a structure to commit a felony. Attempted forcible entry is included. Embezzlement, the conversion fraudulent of another person's property or money white-collar crime. Aggravated assault, unlawful attack of a person upon another for the purpose of inflicting severe or aggravated bodily injury. This crime is usually accompanied by a weapon. Arson, malicious burning or attempt to burn of dwelling, public, motor vehicle, or personal property. Part 1. Crime. Theft, rapine, murder, aggravated assault, robbery, burglary, larceny, arson, motor vehicle, death. Part 2. Crimes. Gambling, simple assault, forgery, fraud, embezzlement, stolen property. Vandalism, sex offenses. AU, pillage, good to go. Process of justice, initial contact with law enforcement. Investigation must be conducted. Arrest, then person is taken into custody. After taking into custody. Formal complaint charges by the DA after his preliminary hearing. Grand jury both determine if there was probable cause. Preliminary hearing must be proven by the state. Defendant can be present in grand jury indictment. Defense is not present. An arraignment signifies whether guilty or not then. Bail or detention after, that is the plea bargain after, is the adjudication and trial. Both parties put in evidence, and after that is the sentencing. District attorney represents the people. Bench trial means no jury, only judge the sides. This is important to a regular judge that aspires to be appellate for justices. Van Hirsch is the funding director for the penal theory and penal ethics of criminology. Sheldon Glueck and Eleanor Glueck collaborated extensively on research related to juvenile delinquency and developed a social prediction tables model for predicting the likelihood of delinquent behavior in youth. Identified number of personality traits they believe characterize antisocial personality factors, and how antisocial behavior is linked. ASA stands for Assistant State Attorney. BOP stands for Burden of Proof Beyond Reason. Doubt. PEEP stands for Public Defender. 1. Positivists' criminology. The view that crime is not a matter of choice, but a result of social, psychological, and biological factors. Choice theory is a criminal and logical theory that assumes criminals carefully consider whether or not to commit a crime. Rational choice theory adopts a utilitarian belief that humans are reasoning actors who weigh means and ends, cost and benefits in order to make rational choices. Juice desert, applying fair and reasonable punishment. C. Cognitive theory, thought looking at the characteristics of individuals to understand why some people behave in criminal behavior. Psychodynamic theories focus on the psychological drive and forces within the individual that explain human behavior and personality. Behavioral theory is a learning theory that states that all behaviors are learned through interactions with the environment. Cognitive theory focuses on how people think and how their thoughts affect their emotions and behaviors. Nature theory is the idea that genetics and other hereditary factors are responsible for individual psychological characteristics. According to PubMed, William Healy, MD, AO, a pioneer psychiatrist and criminologist, established the first child guidance clinic in the United States in 1909. Fifth Amendment protects defendant cannot be forced to testify against himself, protects against trouble deputy. Sixth Amendment rights a public trial made of anyone wishing to attend. Once the person is arrested, he is arraigned. This means the judge informs the defendant of the charges against him at this point. The defendant may exercise his Sixth Amendment rights to an attorney if he afford an attorney. The defendant has the right to adequate representation under the same amendment. Depending on the seriousness of the crime, the judge will set bail. Next is a preliminary hearing, which takes place at the juncture. If there is enough evidence, the prosecution moves to trial.